Hey, it's Trissa from Sewing and Things, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do the sleeve color block hack for the Constance sew along. We're going to start off by cutting out our fabric. I have this really pretty wide rib from Mily Mae Fabrics that I'm going to use for this color blocked top. So I'm going to start off by cutting out all my pieces. And we really want to make sure we don't mess up our sleeves of which one is the back and which one's for the front. So I'm going to put a pin on my back and I'm going to put a clip on my front. And don't forget to do a mirrored image of your sleeve. That way you have a left arm and a right arm. With your color block piece, make sure you're paying attention that the stretch is going against the width, and then you're doubling the height. And then we also need to cut out a chest pocket if you want. And I made one earlier that was a decent size, so I'm just gonna cut that again. And it was, let's see, it was 5 inches by 5.5 inches, so it was squared. But I'm actually going to make this one a tiny bit bigger. And so, let's see. This is 5.5 by 5. So I'm going to do 5 3/4 by, or 5 3/4 by 5 1/4. Make it just a smidge bigger, and we'll see how that turns out. We'll just cut that for now. And then don't forget to also cut out your neckband and your sleeve cuffs. So start by grabbing your bodice front piece. We're going to start by placing our pocket on first. So make sure you have your right side facing up. Now we're going to get our pocket. We're going to hem the bottom down. I'm going to do probably about 3/8 of an inch. And once that is hemmed, we're going to press all 3 sides, and then we're going to sew it on to our bodice. And since there's no pocket placement for this, if you have another pattern with a chest pocket, you can use that for a placement guide. You can hold your bodice front up to yourself and kind of gauge where you want it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back. With that top stitched, another option you can do is use hem tape or wash away Wonder Tape to hold that down. So that's what I am going to use. Here it is. So it is double-sided. Now I'm just mainly using this to hold my hem down. And this works if your fabric does not press well, or if you're lazy and you don't want to get out your iron. With our pocket sewn on, we are now going to start piecing our shirt together. So we're going to start off with the front piece. We're going to start with our sleeve pieces. So make sure you have both fronts. We're going to go ahead and pin them on. So we're going to start by pinning here all the way up to the front on both sides. I'm going to slightly stretch it to fit. And then do that to your other front. Now we're going to do that exact same thing to the back. With all those pinned, we're going to sew those on, and then we'll come back. So I had to do quite a bit of seam ripping, so we're going to start this over. So I cut out new pieces of my strip because I actually need it a little bit longer, since the back and the front sleeve pieces that we made color blocking are a little bit longer, or the back is a little bit longer than the front. So I cut a new piece that is longer. So we're going to start off by matching up one of our color block pieces to our sleeve, making sure we're lining up the bottom half. And this one is going to overhang over the edge. That's fine because we'll trim it later. But go ahead and pin this all the way up. And then go ahead and do that to the other side. Okay, go ahead and sew both of those, and then we'll come back. With both of those sewn, grab your back piece, place them right side together, and hopefully this is going to match up. I'm going to start at the bottom. This. Oh, this one's going to be much better than my last 2 tries. And pin the other side. Once both of those are pinned, go ahead and sew those on, and then we'll come back. With both of your sleeve stripes sewn, we're now going to sew the side seam. You can pin all the way, making sure you match up at the top of the side seam, then continue pinning all the way down. So go ahead and do that and sew both sides, and then we'll come back. With both of your side seams sewn, you are ready to finish your shirt. So since we have this weird little spot with our stripe, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna draw a line and cut that off on both sides. And that may not be the best way to do it, but it's the easiest for me, and so that's what I'm going to do. And the same thing here on this side. So now you can continue finishing by adding your neckband. Take your neckband piece. I have already sewn it together. I'm going to go ahead and place them wrong sides together. And I like to pin all the way around before I mark my quarter points. Fold it in half to find the center front. Match up center front with the back seam to find the quarter points. We're going to do the same thing with our bodice. So I like to start off by just matching that front half to find the center front. And then the back half to find center back. You're going to match those pins together to find the other quarter points. Which is roughly right at that seam, which is kind of convenient. Now you're going to match up your quarter points together. And then slightly stretch your neckband to fit the opening, adding as many additional pins as needed. With that pin, go ahead and sew that on, and then we'll come back. Once your neckband is sewn on, go ahead and finish your sleeves if you haven't done so already. Hem the bottom or add your band, and then you're done. To stay up to date on the latest videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel, or you can check out my blog at sewingandthings.com.